Hey there, fellow beekeepers. Rhad here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, Episode 32, Rhad the Bumbling Bee Slayer. Let's get up to the top. I guess what I can do is I can permanently put in ladders for that. So if I had kapok boards, I could do like a sort of a stair type thing as like a makeshift roof, knowing it is temporary. And it might even make sense to remove the cobblestone here. I'm going to see what this looks like. Oh, that's going to get old. Remove the cobblestone and see what the stair roof looks like. I mean, if it's good enough, I might even keep it. Oh, that's backwards. Man, I can never get it right. Or rather, I wish there was like a... I think there probably is a way to just like ghost see it. The preview? Is that a setting? I don't know. Ah, it's a mod. Okay. Yeah, I like this better, I think. I haven't looked at it from the bottom, but I'm assuming it's going to be more attractive in the end. The time to use up more of my pick. Plus, you wouldn't want such a heavy material, like, on top of your house. Probably. And I could always micro-chisel to make it fit the form factor better, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. Again, cannot stress enough, this is first pass. Come on. No! Stupid thing. All the things I dropped, collect back up. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I don't have enough wood, necessarily, to finish the concept. And it will be really high, but that's fine. I don't mind the height. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go until I'm out of materials. And that will be where I leave off. I mean, if I'm not moving in, it doesn't really matter if it's not watertight or anything like that. My god, the rules of block placement. I can never drill it into my brain. It's so specific. Put it that way. Nabla, thank you for the resub. So you know what? If I can just make it flat here. I mean, the pitch would only really matter if you were in like a super snowy region, which I am not. You don't need super pitched roofs in the tropics, as long as water runs off adequately well. But it is going to be a... Oh, give me my lantern back. A water break. And a food break. Or I'll have a mental break. Ooh, mature soybeans. I'll need to tend to that in a minute. Where is the... Is that the only stew I had? I thought I had other food that was prepared. No? I really don't. Okay, I'm glad I made that stew. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not carrying around the, like, fresh water bucket all the time, the hydrate or dihydrate mod adds simulated carry weight. So if I carry around, like, heavy barrels and buckets and the like, I will physically move slower. So there's a move speed penalty for doing stuff like that. Which is why you don't see me run around with heavy buckets. Putting it into the jugs is fine, but buckets not so fine. Alright, I'd like to finish. I'm so close to just having, like, the first iteration of the roof done. I just need a kapok tree. Here we go. That's barely a tree, but it's enough for me. Probably. And it seems like the next priority is focusing on animal husbandry. Cool. All right, let's take a look. It ain't beautiful, but it's first iteration home. I think it's reasonable for, like, a quick project. You know, doesn't burn my eyes out. Okay, let's resolve that. And I am going to quickly tend to the farm before undertaking the next goal. So let's put... Oh no, I want to keep that. Let's put this stuff away. Actually, I'll need that tending the farm. Dang it. So we have the first of our mature crops. So we got mature soybeans here. And, so if you're wondering what you can do with them, you can always just look it up in the handbook. Handbook's real nice. So it is an ingredient for pickled soybean. If we want to pickle them in a barrel with the salt that we've made, I don't think that's necessary because it isn't quickly perishable, so that's not a big deal. It can be made into, like, adding as a vegetable for stews, vegetable stews, so on and so forth. And then I'm going to pull up... Oh, I don't have my hoe. I'm going to pull up the soils and just replant. I'm not going to do a reorganization of the farm, and that is because you didn't vote for it. So I'm just doing the bare minimum maintenance, and that is it. So a new medium fertility soil tile, that's all it's going to call for. I think that's it. I don't think anything else is done. The flax is pretty close. This one's probably the closest because it got fertilized. Bunch of 7, 6s, and 7s and 8s. Yeah, that's all we need to do for now. Cool. Barely a reason to keep that hoe, but let's just keep it for now. And stick these bad boys down here so they don't rot. I did find high soil next to the base. Again, I'm not working on farming. The priority I work on is voted on, and that was not voted on. So what I'm going to do is start beekeeping. You want an animal husbandry, and by far the easiest to get into would be beekeeping. And there's a lot of reasons to beekeep as well. One of the biggest reasons is honey can be made into healing items. Oh, yeah, there we go. Prepared hides are done. Now, we're going to get 14 leather once that seals. It can be made into healing items. It can be made into mead. It can be eaten for fruit satiety. There's a whole lot of reasons to have honey. And the first step for that is getting a skep. So what we're going to want to do is to get a empty reed skep made of cattails or papyrus. I think it's... Do I need cattails? I guess it's only... Oh, no, this is... Papyrus skep is fine, too. So, getting clay and papyrus, making a skep, and then we're going to need to do some flower collection. That actually might be the harder part of this goal, because there's just not a lot of flowers around where we live. And we might find that that is the bottleneck. I don't know, but we'll see with time. Yeah, time to pick flowers. And we can wander around and pick flowers. And I'm gonna transplant the closest hive into the skep. That's my plan. I'd like... Maybe I'll start sorting my food. Like... grains, I don't know. Eventually I'm going to want, like, food vessels for the different types. So if I'm making a meal, I can be like, 1 grain, 1 vegetable, 1 meat, you know, and just pull it out. But, I don't really have, I don't want to do that level of organization right now. By making a skep and picking flowers. So I need, I think, 16 papyrus for the first skep. And it might make sense to, depending on how many flowers I get, to make multiple skeps for transplantation. And then once we have the flowers planted around the hive so that the bee population can expand, and also paired with, you know, the skep itself, at that point we can decide where we want to put bees. Because it doesn't really make sense for the bees to live, like, on top of us, right? Like, we're not going to want, like, bees next to our base, because that comes with its own set of problems. Yo, get back here. Where do you think you're going? Whoa, you can jump. Well, not anymore. Oh, I'm not trying to drink, stupid game. I'm trying to skin. Keep saying, you must have both hands free to drink. It's like, yeah, cool, but like, I'm not trying to drink. Well, knife's gone, but that's fine. So if you're wondering about mead, and this applies to a lot of other subtasks, I'm not really going to consider any project that requires a significant amount of hammering. I'm going to wait until I have a health hammer. I don't want to spend like an hour metalworking. I'd rather make a windmill and health hammer setup. So if you're wondering, would I make a copper still, for instance? Because I could. Or start working the iron to make, you know, iron stuff. I think, as far as iron stuff goes, one iron pick might make sense so that I can mine up meteoric iron when I find it, especially if I'm exploring. But beyond that, I really don't intend to do more with iron until it's convenient. And that would even make sense in a primitive setting, too. Because in a, you know, if you're like a primitive survivor, you're not going to spend a significant amount of your time doing like a trade craft. You're going to, like, primitive humans would spend it roughing it out, you know? That's... So for those reasons, I'm not going to do comfort items until that point. Alright, there we go. We got the skep up. Both of them. Now we need to find flowers. Also, maybe grab a fence post. Daytime, I can put that away. Fences. Here. Okay. The first skep, I will put down the... I'll put it down right here next to this weird floating hive. And this thing is like a large one, but population poor. Meaning that there's not a lot of... Oh. How did that even... It was attached to grass. That's not my fault. Okay, well, we're not doing that one. Delete. Luckily, there's plenty more around, so... Not a big deal. I knew it had some sort of attachment point. I just didn't expect it to be the single grass tile I touched. Alright, so there is multiple bees straight ahead over here. And we'll transplant them. And what I'm going to be needing your help with is spotting flowers. Because, oddly, there aren't a lot of flowers in the jungle. For forests and prairies and stuff, yes. But jungle, not so much. You blame me anyways? I mean, I'm to blame. I, like, destroyed it. But the good news is I'll use the... I can use the resources from that later on. So I had marked down that there was bees here. I don't hear them right now. Oh, is this a flower? Yes. Cow parsley is a flower. Isn't this where I got the other candle? It may have been, yeah. So let's go to a different... I marked 2 of them down, but I'm gonna guess that neither exist, because I really didn't hear them. The closest bees beyond that aren't exactly close. But that's fine. I deserve the footwork for my failures. And we're finding plenty of flowers. I thought it would be more of an issue, but like cow parsley, golden poppy, yeah. And it has to be flowers. It can't be like ferns or anything else. It's flowers or bust. So the bees I want are this way. And then once the... So the way that... Maybe I'll just look at the beekeeping guide. The way it works is... Oh no, that's the beehive kiln. Animal husbandry. So the way it works is... Once you... Yeah. You need to build a skep into which wild bees will swarm. Be sure to place some flowers around. You can move a populated skep inside a free backpack slot. So once the bees populate the empty skeps that I put in because I added flowers around, I'll be able to move the skeps around, and then I'll be able to transplant the flowers and the bees to my base. Oh, well, there we go. So it's a bit of a lengthy process, but once we've done it, and we can transplant the skep to the base, then I can add additional empty skeps around it and have the mother swarm, the original one, start spreading to all the others. Oh, why am I... The hell? Get me out of here. I hate terrain like this. A lot of sequestered chickens, though. I can see a packed dirt that I put down before to help me out of this valley. And we've changed biomes again. This is more of like the prairie land. So we're gonna... should be really easy to find flowers in this biome. We just have to watch our step, because it's pretty ridiculous. Huh. Speaking of ridiculous, we got redwoods. So the more flowers you put around a wild hive, the faster they will reproduce and then move into your empty skep, which is why I'm collecting pretty much all the wildflowers I can find. Alright, from this vantage point, anything dangerous? A bunch of bunnies? Alright, that's fine. Do you put certain things for chickens when you're trying to get them? That's a totally different process, where you trap them in crates and transport them to a coop. And, well, once I'm done with this... Oh, well, hello. You really just don't care. Okay. I don't want to be doing hunting right now, so I'm just gonna ignore that. Okay, I overshot the, overshot the hive. I'm trying to repopulate. Yeah, I think it's in that tree. Hey, Badger. Thank you for the resub. Yeah, almost 2 years. I'll watch my step. kind of wish I brought shears. Why can't I hear them here either? I'm gonna, like, poke around the tree carefully, not to disturb any skeps. I'd marked down that I heard them here. Either I'm deaf, I mean, some of it is just like music's playing. But I definitely don't hear anything right now. What's the outside temp? 25 Celsius. I don't think it was that tree. Time to just punch this tree until I find a hive. Because I definitely didn't harvest this hive here. I would have had dirt and stuff as a remnant of the process. This is weird. I'm very careful about where I mark down known hives, and it's like they despawned or something. Which I'm not entirely sure they can do. I know that, like, raccoons, I think, can mess with the players' skeps. But by default, they don't despawn? Alright, I guess I'll delete this one. We'll go to the other one. Hopefully something will have bees. It's funny, like, I found so many different, I heard so many different hives running around before, and now, like, I can't find any. I don't think this music's helping me, like, at all. I'm just getting the lay of the land. I'm making sure that there aren't any, like, wolves, bears, etc. Because these kind of forests are definitely death traps when you're unarmored. Oh, I very faintly hear a hive here, I think. Somewhere up there. So I'm just gonna... It's not really role-playing, I'm gonna nerd pull. Yeah, okay, I definitely hear some bees. Now, if you're struggle to try to find bees, you can also use the mod Buzzwords, I think it's called, which gives you, like, closed captioning for when you're near bees. And there's a bunch of similar mods for similar hard-to-find items. But between the rain and the music, a bit of a struggle to hone in on where this hive is. Is it right? Yeah, it's right there. Okay, very carefully move leaves around it. Oh no, that's not it. Am I just hearing things now? This is terrible. Yeah, I'll probably kill the music here in a second. For that purpose. I was hoping that it would just naturally end the song, but songs decided not to cooperate. Settings. Sound. Weather 8% to 0. Music level 2% to 0. Nope. I don't hear bees here. Guess I was imagining it. It's gonna be oddly very quiet until I find the bees again. Oh no, I hear them. They're up here. Definitely 100% up there. That's good, because I'm, like, thirsty and stuff. Alright, I'm not gonna try to, like, roleplay this, because the mechanics of trying to, like, move bees into a skep are weird and don't allow for, like, the kind of nonsense, role-playing-wise. So I'm going to try to reveal where the hive is without punching it. Removing one layer at a time, and then as soon as I spot it, I'll put the skep down. I think it needs to go within 2 tiles or something like that. I forget exactly the distance. I don't think it says. But close. Used to be like 10 tiles. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just know I want to get close. So that I don't have to like come back. Oh, for freaking hell. I keep hitting the attachment points. This is ridiculous. Well, guess I'm stealing all the honey. In fact, oh yeah, there's the other honey. It's an annoying process. Once it's done, once you're like done transplanting your first set of bees, everything from there on is like way easier. It's the first one that's annoying. My luck isn't very lucky? Yeah, no kidding. I will probably have to turn back towards my base just for like food and water, because I'm low now. Can you just buzz off? Go away. Go away. These bees are persistent. Well, now things are nice and quiet with the weather ambience at 0. Hopefully I'll be able to hear other hives nearby. Because I had a lot of luck before hearing them no problem. Oh, and now that we're running back, we really ought to be running west then north. Because if I do it the other way around, it's like a total pain. So going up this valley was the ideal that we had set prior. Because yeah, the terrain to the east and south of our base is a little rugged. Was that berries? I wouldn't mind some berries. My fruit satiety is probably not very high. Then I had the opportunity to eat a lot of fruit recently. That keeps me going a little bit more. Nice. So I'm hoping to hear some bees up in this forest. So I don't have to go so far away from home. But nothing yet. Whole lot of boar. And I'm taking a bit of the roundabout scenic route back home so I could run around the trees But no luck. Wow, so many boar. One other thing we could do is run in a different direction, covering ground in an area that we haven't really been very frequently, to listen to newbies, and that might be a good way to find bees to transplant for the skep. I think what I'll do is, I'm going to put one of the skeps here, because I don't need to be carrying two. I'll just plan on getting the one. And the whole purpose of the fence is to put the skep on top of the fence, so it kind of, like, stands out. So let's hydrate, and then get back out there, and keep going. I'll deal with the honey later. And this time, I'll bring a jug with me. So, I'll run... Well, you know, maybe I'll go here just where I know that there's, like, guaranteed bees. Rather than search for new bees, because there's, like, 4 bees down in that direction. And I'll just, like, play it super safe and spot the hive without killing anything. I've been... bad track record so far. One thing that worries me is I know that I had spotted a bear in this area once. I haven't spotted it since. Which makes me a little nervous that there's quite the predator somewhere nearby lurking. But who knows? He could have wandered off. Generally animals don't, but they can. Usually they have kind of like a set range, and if they die they respawn where their original spawn point was. That way you can't, like, to a logical extreme, you can't, like, lure a polar bear all the way into the tropics, kill it, and then have it respawn in the tropics. It will respawn back in the Arctic. And that keeps the fauna in the biomes more or less preset. You know, more or less preserved. I don't have shears to grab. And shears actually would make this trickier, because it would be removing a lot more leaf material. And increasing my chances of me disrupting the hive. Because the hives, the way they work is they have an attachment point. And if you remove that attachment point, the hive gets destroyed. And I've just been lucky. Every time I'm within one tile of a hive, I somehow manage to pick their attachment point, and then the hive breaks. If only it was that easy to destroy, like, a wasp hive IRL, right? God. In real life, like, a flamethrower isn't enough to destroy wasp hives. Probably go north and around. So shears are really useful for getting close to it, but once you're close-ish, you want to switch off shears, because shears will be overkill. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, rhadamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, rhadamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow seraphs.